In this video, I'm going to create an MCQ quiz project. In this project, you will be provided with statements and you will need to select the correct option. We will cover topics like structs, functions, loops, if-else statements, and pass by reference. Do not worry if you're unfamiliar with any of these concepts, as I'll explain in depth. Make sure to watch the first 18 minutes to fully understand. Let's get started. We will start our program by setting two major constraints. The first one will be to store the total number of questions in our program. These both will be constants. I will set the number of questions as 4. And then the second constant int num options. It will store the total number of options for MCQs in each question. We are using a standard here. After that, we will create a structure for our question. It will define the structure, like how our question should be or would be. We will start by struct question, and inside it we will store 3 values. The first one will be string question text. It will be like storing the statement of the question. And the second one will be options array. It will store the option, like each option of the question. And it will be of size num options. As you can see above, that we have stored the constant int num options as 4. The last one will be the correct option index. It will be storing the index of correct option from the options array. It can be 0, 1, 2, or 3. That's it for our question structure. Now we don't have to modify anything inside it. In the next step, we will store the data inside the questions array. We will create an array which will be of type question. This is the same type of structure. And we will write its name as questions. As you know that we can write the name of a variable however we want. Whether we have to write it as Q or QUES or questions, it's all up to us. But for now, we will write it as questions. And in the square brackets, we will write its size as num questions. Because we have already set a constraint above and we will not break the rules we have defined. Now I will be storing data in it, and this is the first index data which I will store, which will be the 0 index, obviously, according to programming. So the value of qtext will be what is the capital of France. And then we will put comma. It means that we have wrote the value of the qtext. The next we are going to write the value of options. But as you know that this is an array, so we will write curly braces once again to store the values of an array. We will write double quotes and then each option inside it. We are putting A, B, C, D next to them so that it's easy while displaying. We don't have to worry much about that. Rome and Berlin. So these are our 4 options. After that, we will put a comma. Options data is ended. And the last, we will just write a single number, which will be the index, correct index of the option. In our case, it's Paris. That's why we have wrote 1. We will just make its structure understandable, and the rest I will do it as fast. So you can watch it, but there is no need for explanation because I'm just writing the data inside it. Finally, these are the 4 questions. Notice how there is a proper structure of them that will not make you confused at all. We have 4 questions and we have wrote them one by one. The next thing we will do inside our main is to declare and initialize the score variable. It will store the user score. If the user has entered correct option, it will increment it with 10, and if the user has entered the wrong option, then plus 0, as you know. Finally, it's a time to create our first function, which will be of display question. And in its parameters, we will write constant, question, ampersand, and q. It is just the way we are gonna use. And it's just passing one question, not the entire array of question. No, just a single question. And then we will just see out q.text, which will be displaying the first line of the question. For example, what is the capital of France? It will display this line. Now, in order to display options, we will use array. And I is equal to 0, I is less than, guess what? Num options, I plus plus. And simply we will print them in the array. I. At the end, we will just see out end line. Before moving further, I have a request for you that please subscribe Neurocode because I want to take it as my career and I need your support. Anyways, now let's create for loop in the main in which we will display the questions. And this for loop, we will control our entire program using it. We will call all the functions inside this for loop. But for now, we will just display the questions. And now in its parameters, questions I. Alright. We will copy the question and paste it here. And finally, it's the time to check whether our program is working fine or not. Whoa, it's working. All the 4 options are appearing perfect. Means we don't have to worry about anything. Everything's perfect. It's time to create the second function, which will be to get user choice. As you can see that we are creating a lot of functions. The reason behind it is that I want you to have deep understanding about functions and understand that in the real world, we just use a lot of functions. It makes our problem easy to solve. Coming back to the code, we just see out that enter your choice A, B, C or D. You can enter any of the one character. Next, we will create a character variable with the name of choice. Next, we will simply see in choice, in which user will enter a character and we will take it as input. We will convert it to uppercase. using the toUpper function. Now this toUpper is a built-in function, means that it came in C++ itself. There are two methods of converting and returning. One is this and one is that we will simply return toUpper choice. It will work same way, but for the sake of simplicity, we will use the previous and basic method. Coming back to our main function, we will call the function and store the character entered by user in a user choice variable. Notice that this is also character type. We cannot declare it of string type. It will give us error. Simply that get user choice function we have called. Look, it is getting all the inputs. Even if we enter invalid input, we will find a solution for that in the upcoming part. Coming to our next function, which will be to validate user choice. We will name it as validate choice. What it will be doing is that we will pass a character, a single character to it, and then it will check if that character is either A or B or C or D. And if the character is any of this, then it will return 1. And if the character is any else, like F or H or Z, then it will return 0. It's just one line of code. As you can see, simple, that's it. We are using OR operators between them. Means that just one of this will be true, then the entire statement will be true, and this function will return 1 or true. It's time for a major function, which will be the function to process the answers. It will take the question and the user choice and the score as well as its parameters. Let's write it, process answer, and in its parameters, constant question ampersand q, character user choice, and ampersand score. We are passing the score as reference so that when we increment the score in this function, then the value of score in the main also will be changed, will be incremented. In the first if, we will check that if the user has entered any other character than A, B, C, or D, then we will simply say that you got 0 and then we will return. Here we will see out invalid choice, got 0. And after that we will simply return to our main function because we are calling this function from the main function. In the next step, we will find the index of the user choice. As now we are sure that this line will only run if the user has entered any of the A, B, C, or D. We will subtract the user choice from A. And this will happen in ASCII code, means the ASCII value of A, which is 65, will be subtracted from the user choice. For example, if the user has entered A, you will get index 0. Similarly, if the user has entered D, then you will get the index 3. In the next step, we will take an if statement, and in it we will check that if C index is equal to Q, which is question dot C option, means if the C index is equal to correct option index of the question, then we will print correct. But there is one more thing to do. We have to increment the score of the user if the option is correct. We will do it score plus plus, or let's increase it with 10 it will be better so that we can tell the numbers rather than 1, 2, 3, 4. We will say 10, 20, 30, or 40. In the else part, we will simply see out incorrect. Also, we will display the correct answer. It will be helpful in understanding. Notice here, we will do Q, door, options, because we have 4 options, and in it, we only want to display the correct option index. So we will write Q.C option inside the square brackets. That's it for our process answer function. Finally, we will create our last function, which will be the function to display the result. Means that after the user has completed all the MCQs, the result will be given to the user. And in that result, we will tell the obtained marks out of the total marks. Void display result. In its parameters, we will take the score variable. This ampersand here is optional for this function. Even if we don't take it, it's completely fine. Quiz completed. In the next line, we will display the result. You got score, and then we will display the total marks out of number of questions. In our case, it's 4 multiplied by 10. Means if we got 2 MCQs correct, then we will get 20 out of 40. At this point, we have completed all the functions we needed. Let's complete the remaining for loop. We will call the process answer function, and in it we will pass the question, the user choice, and the score. At the end, we will just display some extra spaces to make our formatting look little better. In the last line of this project, we will just display the result. Now, before going further, I want to let you know that this code will be available in the description of the video. And kindly subscribe to Neurocode for more C++ projects. It's time for our final test. I got 40 out of 40. It's working. Now let's test with some incorrect options. Yep, I got 10 out of 40 because I only made the last MCQ correct. Now that was the project, but this is not looking beautiful. So I decided that I will make it look beautiful, but I will not explain anything of it. I will just change the formatting of the program. The rest of the structure is completely same. Just some output, the printing side of the project will be changed. So you can watch it. I said that you will learn from it. That's why I did not skip it. So go ahead, good luck, and make sure to code more, make sure to practice so that your skills become better. See you in the next video.